Picture this. You're sitting at your dinner table, a plate full of vibrant green vegetables in front of you. They look healthy, fresh, and nourishing. But what if I told you that some of those same vegetables, the ones you've always believed to be good for you, could be silently damaging your kidneys? In today's video, we'll uncover a surprising truth. Not every vegetable supports kidney health, especially for seniors or individuals already dealing with reduced kidney function. While vegetables are a cornerstone of a healthy diet, certain types contain natural compounds that can stress or even harm your kidneys when consumed in excess. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), about 37 million Americans are living with chronic kidney disease, CKD, and millions more are at risk, often without realizing it. So, understanding which vegetables to moderate could make all the difference in protecting your long-term kidney function. Stay tuned, as number 1 is the most common culprits hiding in plain sight in your kitchen. But before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from today? Leave a comment below with your city or country. I always enjoy seeing where everyone's watching from. It creates a sense of connection, no matter how far apart we may be. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more wellness tips like these. You really don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's begin. 5. Pumpkin. Now let's move to another popular vegetable, pumpkin. With its rich orange hue, creamy texture, and mild sweetness, pumpkin is a staple of many nutritious dishes. However, despite its reputation as a health-friendly food, excessive pumpkin consumption may also impact kidney function under certain conditions. While pumpkin is low in oxalates compared to spinach or beets, it contains moderate levels of purines, natural compounds that, when metabolized, form uric acid. In healthy individuals, uric acid is filtered out through the kidneys. But when purine intake is high or kidney filtration is compromised, uric acid can accumulate, leading to hyperuricemia, a condition linked to uric acid kidney stones and gout. From a biochemical standpoint, uric acid crystals can form in acidic urine, adhering to the walls of the renal tubules. Over time, these crystals aggregate and impair kidney filtration efficiency. This is why individuals with chronic kidney disease, gout, or metabolic disorders are often advised to limit purine-rich foods, including organ meats, anchovies, and yes, excessive pumpkin intake. Additionally, pumpkin seeds, while packed with magnesium and zinc, are high in calcium oxalate, the same compound responsible for most kidney stones. Studies from the National Kidney Foundation show that overconsumption of oxalate-rich seeds can significantly increase urinary oxalate levels, especially when fluid intake is insufficient. To put this in perspective, 100 grams of roasted pumpkin seeds can contain up to 40 milligrams of oxalate, nearly the daily upper limit recommended for individuals prone to stones. To reduce the kidney strain while still enjoying this nutrient-rich food, remove the seeds before cooking if you have a history of kidney stones. Cook pumpkin in soups or stews, as the added water helps dilute its purine and oxalate concentration. Pair pumpkin with hydrating and alkaline foods, such as leafy greens or cucumber, to balance urinary pH and reduce stone risk. In moderation, pumpkin remains an excellent source of beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A that supports immune and eye health. But when consumed excessively, especially alongside other high purine or high oxalate foods, it can tip the balance against kidney health. 4. Beets. Do you like drinking beet juice? Beets are often praised for their striking crimson color and powerful health benefits, from improving blood circulation to lowering blood pressure. However, what many people don't realize is that beets can also pose hidden risks to kidney health, particularly for individuals who are prone to kidney stones or have pre-existing renal conditions. The concern lies in more than just oxalates. Beets also contain a compound known as betaine, a naturally occurring amino acid derivative. Betaine plays an essential role in methylation, a process that supports liver function and reduces homocysteine levels in the blood. While beneficial in moderate amounts, excessive betaine intake can have unintended effects on the kidneys. Here's what happens scientifically. In the body, betaine can be converted into trimethylamine, TMA, by gut bacteria. The liver then oxidizes TMA into trimethylamine N-oxide, TMAO, a compound that recent research links to impaired kidney function, oxidative stress, and elevated inflammation within renal tissues. According to studies published by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, and the American Society of Nephrology, ASN, elevated TMAO levels are associated with a higher risk of chronic kidney disease progression and increased urinary calcium and oxalate excretion, both major contributors to calcium oxalate kidney stones. In one study from the Journal of Clinical Medicine, participants who consumed beetroot juice showed a significant rise in urinary oxalate concentration within 24 hours, compared to a control group. This suggests that while beetroot juice may enhance nitric oxide levels and improve vascular health, it can also overload the kidneys with oxalates, making stone formation more likely. Another factor to consider is that beets contain natural diuretic properties, which, while cleansing in moderation, may cause mild dehydration when consumed excessively. Dehydration reduces urine volume and concentration, allowing oxalates and calcium to crystallize more easily, a major precursor to stone development. So, how can you enjoy beets safely? Roast them instead of juicing. Roasting at moderate temperatures helps reduce the soluble oxalate content and partially denatures beta-ene compounds. Combine with citrate-rich foods like lemons or oranges. Citrate ions bind with calcium, preventing the formation of calcium oxalate crystals. Stay hydrated. Adequate water intake helps flush excess oxalates through the urinary system before they can crystallize. Beets can still be a valuable part of your diet. They're packed with nitrates that support healthy blood pressure. But like all powerful foods, balance and preparation are key to reaping benefits without harming your kidneys. 3. Spinach. Now let's talk about spinach, a leafy green hailed as a superfood, but one that poses a major risk for individuals vulnerable to kidney stones. Spinach is incredibly nutrient-dense, rich in vitamins A, C, K1, folate, magnesium, and iron. But its downside lies in its exceptionally high oxalate concentration. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 100 grams of raw spinach can contain up to 750 milligrams of oxalates, one of the highest among all vegetables. When oxalate levels in the body rise, they bind with calcium to form insoluble calcium oxalate, the same compound responsible for about 80% of kidney stones. Inside the kidneys, these oxalate calcium complexes can aggregate, adhere to renal tubular cells, and cause microcrystal deposition, a process known as nephrolithiasis. The biochemical mechanism is well understood. When the concentration of calcium and oxalate in urine exceeds the solubility limit, supersaturation occurs. This triggers nucleation, growth, and aggregation of crystals that can obstruct urine flow, cause inflammation, and damage kidney tissues. A large-scale cohort study published in Kidney International found that individuals who consumed high oxalate foods, such as spinach daily, had a twofold higher risk of developing kidney stones compared to those with moderate oxalate intake. The National Kidney Foundation also advises limiting oxalate intake to no more than 40 to 50 milligrams per day, which can easily be surpassed with a single serving of spinach. However, nutrition science provides some helpful countermeasures. Pairing spinach with calcium-rich foods like milk, cheese, or yogurt allows calcium to bind with oxalate in the intestines before it enters the bloodstream. This reduces the oxalate load on the kidneys. Another smart strategy is adding lemon juice when preparing spinach. The citric acid in lemons acts as a natural chelating agent, binding to calcium and preventing calcium oxalate crystal formation in the urinary tract. Furthermore, boiling spinach and discarding the water can lower its oxalate content by up to 50%, according to a study in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry. So while spinach remains one of the most nutrient-dense greens available, its oxalate density means moderation, smart pairing, and proper preparation are crucial for protecting kidney health. 2. Tomatoes. Do you often eat tomatoes? They're one of the most beloved ingredients worldwide, from salads to sauces. But here's the surprising truth. Tomatoes can contribute to kidney stone formation in certain individuals. Scientifically speaking, this risk is linked to the presence of oxalic acid, commonly known as oxalate. Oxalate is a naturally occurring compound in many plants, but when consumed in high amounts, it binds with calcium ions in the urine to form calcium oxalate crystals. These crystals are the primary component of about 80% of all kidney stones, according to the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, NIDDK. Research has shown that just 1 cup of raw tomatoes can contain 5 to 10 milligrams of oxalates, depending on their ripeness and variety. While this amount may not seem excessive, the problem often comes from frequent and cumulative intake, such as in tomato-based products like ketchup, sauces, soups, and pastes, where the oxalate concentration becomes more concentrated. From a biochemical perspective, when oxalates are absorbed in the gut and excreted through the kidneys, they can supersaturate the urine, especially in low urine volume or high-acid environments. This supersaturation triggers nucleation, the process where calcium and oxalate ions combine to form microcrystals. These microcrystals can then grow and aggregate into larger stones if the body fails to flush them out effectively. Additionally, tomatoes are acidic in nature, with a typical pH between 4.0 and 4.6. A diet high in acidic foods can lower urinary pH, creating an environment that favors crystal aggregation and stone formation. Studies have shown that acidic urine enhances calcium oxalate supersaturation, especially when fluid intake is insufficient. However, not all is negative. Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a carotenoid antioxidant scientifically proven to reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in kidney tissues. Cooking tomatoes increases the bioavailability of lycopene, but it also raises oxalate concentration, a delicate balance to consider. To enjoy tomatoes safely, experts recommend 2 simple science-backed strategies. 1. Cook or stew them lightly, as heat can partially break down oxalates. 2. Pair them with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or cheese. This allows calcium to bind with oxalates in the gut, forming insoluble calcium oxalate that is excreted via stool rather than absorbed into the bloodstream, protecting the kidneys from stone formation. 1. Potatoes, the oxalate trap. Potatoes are one of the most widely eaten vegetables in the world, but they carry a hidden risk for kidney health: high oxalate content. Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds found in many plant foods. In small amounts, they're harmless, but when oxalates combine with calcium in your urine, they form calcium oxalate crystals, the most common type of kidney stone. Over time, these crystals can accumulate, grow larger, and lead to painful blockages in the kidneys or urinary tract. This process, known as nephrolithiasis, is especially common in individuals who are dehydrated, have a genetic predisposition, or consume excessive oxalate-rich foods like potatoes, spinach, or nuts. Studies published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology reveal that diets high in oxalate can significantly increase the risk of kidney stone formation, particularly in people with low calcium intake or impaired kidney filtration. When the kidneys struggle to excrete these compounds efficiently, oxalate levels rise in the bloodstream, further burdening kidney function. Potatoes also have another concern: their high potassium content. For healthy kidneys, potassium is essential for maintaining normal heart rhythm and nerve function. But in people with chronic kidney disease, CKD, the kidneys cannot remove excess potassium efficiently. This leads to hyperkalemia, a dangerous condition that can cause muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, or even cardiac arrest. Interestingly, not all tubers are harmful. Sweet potatoes can actually be a kidney-friendly alternative when eaten in moderation. They have a lower glycemic index, meaning they release sugar slowly into the bloodstream, helping to control blood glucose and reduce insulin resistance, a key risk factor for kidney disease. Sweet potatoes are also rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that neutralizes free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage kidney tissues over time through oxidative stress. Moreover, their soluble fiber supports gut health, which indirectly benefits the kidneys by reducing systemic inflammation and toxin buildup. For those monitoring potassium intake, soaking sliced sweet potatoes in water for several hours before cooking can help leach out excess potassium, making them safer for individuals with compromised kidney function. So while the classic white potato may seem harmless, it can quietly burden your kidneys if consumed too often, especially when fried, salted, or paired with high-sodium meals. Moderation, preparation, and smart swaps can make all the difference. These are the top 5 vegetables that may unknowingly harm your kidney health when eaten in excess: potatoes, tomatoes, spinach, beets, and pumpkin. While each of these foods offers undeniable nutritional value, their chemical compositions, whether oxalates, betaine, or purines, can stress the kidneys when the body's detox pathways are overwhelmed. The key, as modern nutritional science repeatedly emphasizes, is moderation and intelligent food pairing. Combine oxalate-rich vegetables with calcium or citrate sources, stay well hydrated, and avoid eating these foods in concentrated or juiced forms every day. Remember, true kidney health isn't about eliminating vegetables. It's about understanding the chemistry behind them and making choices that work with your body, not against it. If you found today's video eye-opening, don't just scroll away. Take the first step toward protecting your kidneys today. Your body is constantly working to filter toxins, balance minerals, and keep your blood clean, but it needs your help. So start small, drink more water, eat smart, and give your kidneys the care they deserve. If you learned something new, click the like button. It tells YouTube that health awareness matters. Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you'll never miss our next science-backed video on natural kidney protection, detox foods, and senior wellness. Together, let's build a healthier community, one smart choice at a time.